That sometimes happens. Tim's act has been postponed. So next we have Lily. We have fabulous Lily reading Greek myths.
Greg Smith?
Greek myths. I figured that idea out.
You won't be here a lot.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
Fairly long.
What, like 10 pages?
hold on, honey.
It's sort of long. Well, no, not 10 pages. It's only about 4. Wait. 3.5. I don't know. Okay. Hermes, the merriest of the Olympians, was the god of shepherds, travelers, motions, thieves, and all others who lived by their wits. His mother, Maia, Titan's daughter, lived in a cave on a lofty Mount Cylon, cave so deep that Hera never knew that Maia was one of Zeus's wives. Maia had therefore born her son Hermes in peace. Hermes was very precautious, even for a god. His mother had hardly wrapped him and had put him into a basket when he began to think of mischief. As soon as she had fallen asleep, he wriggled out of his wrappings and tiptoed out of the cave. In the dark of the night, he toddled straight to the pasture where Apollo kept his herd of white cows. Apollo, like music better than cows, needed not notice that Hermes stole the pasture and picked out the 50 best cows. To keep Apollo from knowing who had stolen his herd and which way they had been driven, Hermes slyly wrapped the hoofs of the cow with bark to disguise their prints, and tied brooms to their tails so they would race their own tracks. To confuse Apollo even farther, he drove the cows backwards out of the pasture and tied bundles of branches to his own little feet so it looked as if the giant had let something into the pasture, but nothing out. He hurried home to Mount Cylene and hid the stolen cows in a grove. 2 of them he sacrificed to the 12 Olympian gods, not forgetting to include himself as the 12th. Then he took and turned all of the sacrificed cows and made 7 strings of them, strung them tautly against an empty tortoise shell. When he plucked the strings, they made lovely music. He had invented the first flower. Pleased with himself, he hid the lie under his arm and tiptoed back to the cave. He climbed into his basket, closed his eyes, and pretended to be sound asleep, but he did not fool his mother. She knew what he had been up to. "Shame on you," she said, sneaking out at night and stealing Apollo's cows. "Why, Mother," said Hermes, "I did what I have to for you and for me. We don't want to live in this dark cave forever. Soon I will be seated on high Olympus as one of the 12 great gods, and you two will live there and glory as my mother." Then he pulled out his lyre and played his mother to sleep with a lullaby. At dawn, Apollo stormed into the cave where Hermes lay into his basket, pretending to be asleep. But Apollo wasn't fooled. Aurora had told him who had stolen his herd, and he jerked little Hermes out of his crib and commanded him to return his cows at once. "How could I have stolen your cows?" Hermes whimpered. "I'm only a newborn baby. I don't even know where a cow is. Look for yourself and you can see there is not a single cow hidden in this cave." "You're not only a thief, but a liar as well," raged Apollo, and chased her out of the cave and straight up to Olympus. All the gods burst out laughing when they saw innocent-looking little Hermes running with furious Apollo at his heels. "Tell this thief and liar to give me back my cows at once," said Apollo to their father Zeus. "Tell my big brother to stop bullying me. I am a newborn and helpless infant, and I'm not a liar," said Hermes. "There isn't a cow in my mother's cave." "If they were not in the cave, show them where the Apollo are," said Zeus, and hid a smile in his beard. He was proud of both of his sons and wanted them to be friends. Hermes had to obey his father without any more tricks. He led his brother to the woods where the cows were hidden. Apollo forgave him, but when he counted his cows and found that 2 were missing, his anger flared again. Hermes expected this and quickly pulled out his lyre and began to play. Apollo listened spellbound to beautiful sounds from the new musical instrument, and he quite forgot his anger. As the god of music, he must have the lyre, and offered him his whole load in exchange for the instrument. Williams drove a hard bargain, and Apollo had to give him his magic wand as well. From then on, the two brothers were the best of friends.